What if water is God?
Then that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born, and why some religions observe the ritual of baptism. But if water was God, then that would mean that God has no gender, that God takes the shape of whatever container God appears in, which would explain why we have so many different belief systems. Which begs the question, what is the spiritual significance of poisoning the water in Flint, Michigan? Or the oil burning in the Gulf of Mexico? Or the large islands of garbage floating in the Pacific Ocean? If God was water, would that not mean that every natural place is holy? That every thunderstorm was a church without walls, that when the rain falls, it's an act of God's death giving life, and when it evaporates again, it's the day of resurrection, and life itself was just a test of learning how to be and flow like water, how to give life to other people, and how to refresh their spirits and quench their thirst with your presence.
What if water is God?
Young Thug. He never became community guy. He never became the nigga. He still was gangster, even in the community giving back. He wasn't giving back in the name of a good man.
What's good, Rizzle fam? You know, ever since Young Thug and the YSL boys got locked up, comments about them have been flooding the internet on a regular basis. Nobody knows their exact fate just yet, but like always, there's a lot of speculation going on about what's going to happen to them. Charleston White is among those who strongly believe that Young Thug deserves to be in jail since he's a menace to the community and he needs to change. So you probably know by now that Young Thug, Gunna, and a bunch of other YSL dudes have been up in the slammer for violating the RICO Act. They're all going to be locked up for at least, well, until every last one of them gets a trial. After that, everyone's going to serve their own sentence if they are found to be guilty. In case you were wondering, the charges that all 28 members are facing are pretty serious. They vary from attempted robbery to aggravated assault with a weapon and even murder. Georgia prosecutors also charged all the defendants with conspiring to violate the RICO, Racketeering, Influenced, and Corruption Organizations Act by engaging in all kinds of illegal stuff to get cash, houses, cars, and a lot more. Since he's been labeled as the, quote, leader of the Young Slime Life, or YSL for short, it seems only natural that Thugger is the one under the most scrutiny by the media. All eyes have been on him ever since the case started. And it's not because he's a rap star. As you can see, he's also being accused of a pretty vicious criminal street gang shot caller. It goes without saying that everyone from the mass media had something to say about his involvement in the street life, Charleston White included. Being an activist and someone who's got a history with the penitentiary, Charleston shared his view of who Young Thug is as a person, why he was caught, and what might happen to him in the near future.
Who promotes the killing, who glorifies the destruction, who propagates genocide and murder to black youth. You want him free?
Let's be clear, Charleston doesn't approve of Thugger a single bit. He thinks Thugger is someone who absolutely deserves to be locked up. He finds Young Thug to be someone who, in his own words, quote, promotes killing, glorifies destruction, propagates genocide and murder to black youth. He's someone who made a fortune off of gangsterism, in other words, promoting the gangster life.
They the dumbest people in the world. They're not the smartest individuals just because they're millionaires. These are poor guys who overnight come with overnight success. That the industry give these niggas money, niggas, to propagate this gangster shit. And so what happens is they get caught up into the characters and they get caught up into the lyrics. Homie, they live in these lyrics.
What do you mean the character?
The character of a rapper. YSL, Young Thug. He never became community guy.
Young Thug may have earned a lot of money making rap music, but it's not the only thing he does for a living. Charleston believes he made quite a healthy buck doing criminal stuff, too. Just because he has millions under his belt does not make him a smart man, though. In the eyes of Charleston White, Thug is someone who was poor that was made rich overnight by the music industry, just in order to promote the character of a gangster persona. And before you know it, the person saying the lyrics associated with the crime becomes the person doing all those nasty things. First time that Charleston White spoke directly about Young Thug's lyrics and how he deserves to be in jail was only a little after the RICO case started rolling. He spoke on the whole topic broadly, but the very first thing that came to his mind was this.
You're good for that district attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, that's going to utilize these two big name rappers to make an example out of, as well as set a precedent going forward. Maybe these niggas will start writing about I Need Love, like LL Cool J used to write about, and change their lyrics These lyrics are real life circumstances. We are actually bringing reality to rap. We bringing what we do in real life and putting it on the track as if that's cool.
Obviously, the people who Charleston was referring to here was Young Thug and Gunna, since out of all the members who were locked up, these two names are definitely the ones that stick out the most. Now, what's that about the DA and his lyrics? That could use some explanation. So what Charleston is pretty much talking about here is the fact that apart from the standard evidence they used during the trial, this time around, rap lyrics from Thug's tracks are going to be used as well. They already have his phone recordings as evidence, but they'll use his lyrics as well. This is not the first time rap lyrics are about to be used in court. Lil Boosie, Draco the Ruler, and 6ix9ine all went through the same thing. Using lyrics as evidence is extremely controversial since someone expressing intent to commit a crime in a song and someone actually committing the crime are two totally different things. Nevertheless, the lyrics that Thug has used in his songs might come back to bite him in the ass. He's had numerous songs where he's talked about crime and gangster lifestyle, slime shit, anybody, bad boy, and just how it is are some of the songs that are on his list of the songs that will be used against Thugger. Charleston White believes that this is a good practice. Like he put it himself, Thugger and other rappers are putting reality into music, and they're basically giving out information about what they're doing in their day-to-day lives. What drugs they use, they sell, who caught a body, what weapons they use. The list just keeps going, man.
So shit, I was happy when they got some big name rappers' ass and put them in jail. Really, I'm just happy just for a bunch of niggas to go to jail anyway to cause them trouble in the community. It ain't just got to be rappers, but I was so glad they got them niggas, and I hope they make an example out of every last one of them niggas and some more rappers too.
You might be asking, why does Charleston think this way? Well, simply put, he's happy with whatever benefits the community. If the courts have an easier time sentencing all the rappers who commit crime just by going through their lyrics, then why not? It helps the community stay safe. And that's what's important to Charleston. Charleston's happy when some big name rapper who is causing trouble for the community is behind bars. One thing that's worth saying is this: he doesn't really care that it's rappers who are being locked up. All he wants is for the community to be a better place, and if that means locking up rappers who are just so happen to be criminals, then lock them up. They'll come out as a better person.
Keep telling y'all, the best thing for these niggas is that penitentiary. Them niggas, when they come home, they go to driving trucks around the country. They try to fix the family problems. They barbecue on Sundays during the football games. They become loving husbands. They try to get all their kids together. No, man, that's the best thing they could have done for the black community and the hip-hop culture.
Charleston's thinking, if serving time in jail helped me become a better person, then it might help others as well. He's not the only one. I did 90 days in juvie back in the 90s. Missed Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's with my family. That was enough to make me get my act together. Haven't looked back since. Been an outstanding citizen ever since. The streets almost took my life. The penitentiary saved it. It's always better to learn the easier way, but I didn't do that. Neither did these guys. Went in at 18, got out at 21. I'm 42 years old, and I don't believe I'd have come this far without a tough lesson. To say I appreciate my freedom is an understatement. Hopefully these young guys can do their time and learn a valuable lesson in the process as I once did. I've been a barber for the last 20 plus years, and every chance I get to change the mind frame of one of the lost young clients, I take the time to do so. I feel obligated to keep these young men from learning the hard way, and I'm blessed that most of them listen to me. Hopefully the young homies throughout the world learn from these guys' mistakes. According to Charleston, Thugger has to pay his dues, just like every one of us do. He's exactly where he needs to be. If jail is necessary for Thugger to become a better person and change his character, then jail is where he needs to be. In fact, Charleston White thinks that jail time is already doing good for Thugger. Ever since Thugger did a freestyle from behind bars and his rhymes reached the audience, he's already become a better version of himself. Some of the rhymes that Thugger spit went on like this.
I'm just sitting here in my cell like, damn, I'm really in jail. God, give me another chance to show you I can prevail. I can put my arm from wall to wall inside this tiny ass cell. Yeah, I tried to cry, but ain't nothing left. Yeah, I contemplated doing myself, nigga. Yeah, the most suicide deaths are in this jail. But let's not forget that this ain't jail.
As you can see, his lyrics have indeed changed. The rhymes about crime, drugs, and violence quickly turned into those about salvation, change of heart, and purpose. This is what Charleston himself had to say about him.
He doing shit he ain't never done before. He raps sober. And listen how he sound rapping sober. He sounds so good. He wasn't hurt nobody or none of that in them songs. He gave reference to the Lord. He even talked about being a father, spending time with his daughter. See how jail do a nigga's ass? It's sober you up,
Well, Charleston made quite a point with this one. Young Thug does indeed sound different. His lyrics are different and his thoughts are different. Not only that, but he also did something that Charleston immediately noticed. He did a freestyle and there was no money or clout involved at all. It was all an act of charity, in a way, since Thugger wouldn't do a track or freestyle for free if he was still in the free world. In the end, Charleston also had something to say about those who believe that the RICO case against YSL is some sort of an attack on rap. Well, it isn't. He thinks that the people in Atlanta are just fed up with the amounts of crime that they have to watch every single day. Rap felt the blows simply because there are rappers who are involved in the crimes too. The amount of people backing up Charleston White's pretty incredible. He's got folks cheering for him, providing support all over the internet. These comments show it all. At last, an adult in room, speaking common sense, much respected. I love this guy. Finally, someone standing up and telling the black community the shit they need to hear and shitting on these thugs living the fast life and misleading the youth. This guy deserves an award straight up. But what do y'all think about Charleston White? Is he speaking the truth when he's accusing Thugger of being a nasty criminal? Does Young Thug really deserve 10 more years in jail? Let us know what you think about it all down in the comments section below. Be sure to check out any of these other videos if you dug this one. And like always, remember to keep it wrestle.
Yeah, man. Anybody who knows me, man, knows that I'm a Young Thug fan, you know. I love Young Thug, man, free Young Thug. But I also know that there's consequences to every action, you know. And I also know that there's power in the tongue. So whatever you speak out of your tongue, man, will come to fruition. And like God said, like I said before, man, there's a consequence to every action that we make. I just want you young people to think about that. But like I said, man, I'm a Young Thug, man, fan. He got all my support. I have no problem with the music he put out. You know, I listen to everything he puts out. And but yeah, there's a consequence to everything, man, and we have to be held accountable for everything that we speak into this world. What if God was water? Think about that. What if God was water? Until then, this is DJ Dead Homie, and I'm out.
That's on dead, homies. Slang, homies. Homies, put it on my dead, homies.